Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Christopher Satchel, and you're watching a quick review and tutorial on the Zacuto Zgrip trigger for the Sony PXW FS7 camera, Mark 1 and Mark 2. If you go into the Zacuto website, you'll notice there'll be two separate pages for this item for the Mark 1 and Mark 2, but they're actually the same build. So just FYI, if you go to the Mark 1 page, the Mark 2 page, it's going to be the same exact item. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and attach it to my current grip for my camera, and I'm going to replace this body right here with this, and I'm going to show you how to do that and do a quick review thereafter. All right, so let's go. Alrighty. Before we go any further, make sure you have two items: a flathead screwdriver and a very small Phillips screwdriver, something that you would get from like an electrical kit. I have a pretty decent electrical toolkit, you know, for like electronics, things of that sort. But make sure you have this, and I will clarify why you need this in a few seconds. So the first thing you need to do first is turn your body over, your grip over, and as you notice on the Mark 1 there's screws. On Mark 2 it's just a knob that you can turn. So when it comes to the Sony FS7 Mark 1, you need a flathead screwdriver to remove these two screws and detach it from this appendage. All right, so let's do that right now. Yeah, for the most part, I have them already loosened up already. So, I mean, for the most part, they're already loosened. It'll be quicker just to use your fingers, your index and your thumb to remove it. And then the same thing with this as well. I would strongly suggest after you detach this part of the arm is to put the screw and washer back onto this and just keep it just in case if that breaks, at least you have this as backup, you know. So yeah, just put this off on the side with the screw and washer still attached to it. Alrighty, from there, the next thing you need to do is basically, if you notice this knob, I'll show it in a different angle as well. Loosen this up as far as you can. Eventually you're going to get some type of resistance, and that's as far as it'll go. But if you notice, it expanded from right here to back there, and that's specifically designed to allow this to move up and down. Okay, so what you need to do is always remember that the Z is facing away from the camera, as well as the grip is facing away from the camera. So from here, it's very easy. You can just you can't slide it in this way. The reason why you can't slide it in this way because it needs to be, you need to utilize this type of I'm not sure if it's a bolt or some type of item right there in the middle, but it's designed to prevent this from sliding completely out. So what you need to do is move beyond it and tilt it towards the knob and push it in and put a little resistance, and voila, it's in. And then go ahead and tighten this up, and now it's secure. So you see that? You see how now that's part of the track, and that will prevent this from, you know, falling off of the grip. All right, that's very simple. See, so now this is fully attached. The coolest thing about the Zacuto Zgrip is that, you know, it's ergonomic in a lot of ways. Not only it gives you much more flexibility and tilt. For example, you're able to tilt it more inward or outward, depending. Well, right now, some of the resistance is because of this, but you can tilt it outward or inward for the most part. But the coolest thing also is that it's ergonomic, that you don't have that many items to, you know, like twist and turn to loosen. When it comes to this, you just press it and it moves out. That's all you need to do for the most part, is that if you want to extend the arm out or angle it in a certain way from the body of the camera, you just push this inward and move it whichever direction you want it to go. So yeah, I think that's just about it when it comes to this. In my personal opinion, this is way better than the base body design from the camera, the default. You know, it does give a little bit more weight in comparison to this, but that's absolutely fine. It's still a decent weight that doesn't cause, you know, more strain on your shoulder. It's bulky, you know, but I think that, you know, that's just the name of the game, you know. Let's see, any gripes? For the most part, no. But my only gripe is that it took Zacuto a very long time to get this on the market. You know, I had my camera since 2015. That's, you know, coming up to 2 years now, and it would have been nice to have this around, you know, the 2 years prior. You know, Zacuto always makes good products, but I don't know why it took them this long to come up with this particular design. You know, I know that the Shape came out with one, which was a nice one, was very popular, and Zacuto just took a while to come out with this. So the next step that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to attach this to my Zacuto recoil shoulder grip, shoulder pad, and I'll show you how it looks. But you can actually attach this to any rosette, like an airy rosette. You can attach it to any adapter that has a rosette type of track, and you could just put this on the right hand side of your shoulder pad, your rig, and you're good to go. So I have two versions. I have my original shoulder rig, and as well as my current Zacuto recoil version 2 shoulder rig. So, but before we go further, I'm gonna build this off on the side, but bring this back, and now we need this. Now, if you notice on this, there are two boxes with areas where you could put a small screw in. I'm not sure if you can see that. And the reason why is because we're going to detach these two parts from this particular appendage and put that onto here. Now, mine is kind of broken already. I actually accidentally broke this off. It's off of wear, but this is used to secure, you know, your cable. You know, have some type of cable control over this hanging cable from the grip to the camera. So go ahead and just use this and go between the gap in the center, and voila, that's one. Again, a very small Phillips screwdriver. Voila, number two. Now we can get rid of this. Now, just if you notice, I'll bring it close, there's a box shape, and it fits like a glove into the box engraving on the Z-grip. So go ahead and just put it in. Last thing you need to do is basically just screw it in. And now you'll be able to manage your cables. I'm going to fast forward through this because this little small screw kind of fell out, and I got some chunky fingers to a chunky body. But yeah, it's really easy. You just, once you get it in, once it's in the track, it's pretty easy just to screw it in. And make sure you don't strip the cable, the little small screw. And the same thing for this as well. FYI, make sure it's vertical, not horizontal, because that's how the cable is. So you'll be able to secure your cable and then extend it up to your FS7 camera. So yeah, voila. Same thing works as before. Now you have the capability of tilting it, which is great, and a little extra arm length from this extra small part. And the easiest part to do with the rosette, if you notice with my recoil, I have a rosette track right here and right here, and I think it's best suited to attach this to here instead of over here, but it's entirely up to you. But I put mine right here, and you just screw it in. This is my first review tutorial, so please forgive me for my clunkiness. I am still working on my craft in this. So I would suggest making sure that this small arm is parallel to the 15mm rods. Try to make it as straight as possible. Now, if you need extra length, which, you know, you can go this way or you can actually have it go more backwards. It's entirely up to you if you need the length. For me, I prefer the extra length and just articulate, you know, the rest of the length with the rest of the body. So, and the coolest thing about this is that when you're done using your shoulder rig and done using everything, you don't have to detach this. You know, the suckiest thing about, like, you know, this base design is that, you know, there's really no way for you to have a strong, solid shoulder rig and a tripod all in one. So the coolest thing about this recoil shoulder rig, it has a VCT mount that allows me to place it onto this VCT plate, which attaches onto a tripod head. The only overhead, it increases the overhead because now you need a tripod that can hold this particular weight. But imagine having a shoulder rig that you can just attach onto your tripod and start using the tripod right then and there instead of, you know, taking it off the plate and putting it on the tripod. So this is the coolest thing about the whole Zacuto grip. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to screw anything. I can just tilt it back this way by pushing down this clamp, and then it locks in and it's pretty much secure. There is some leeway. I mean, I think that that's just going to be something I'm going to have to accept. But I think by the time you put the camera onto your shoulder rig and it applies the pressure of the weight of the camera onto the arm and then your grip, I think for the most part it won't really shake that much. But there is a little bit of leeway that's very noticeable. But yeah, I think this is a good addition to the Sony FS7 camera. It's something that, you know, if you can't afford $200, there may be something out there quite cheaper, but I think this is a strong quality build, and I think it's kind of okay for its price range, maybe $150, $200, but yeah. Now the coolest thing is that, again, this is perfect for a rosette, so you can attach this to any rosette adapter, and you can buy them pretty cheaply on eBay or Amazon. So let me throw this to the side and I'll show you my original shoulder rig, which is stuck under the table. Oh yeah, this little bulky thing. This is my original shoulder rig. So as you can see, the rosette, I had a rosette adapter. I paid like $25 for it. I'll show you a different angle. And the same thing can happen here. You just screw it in like you screwed in with the Zacuto Zgrip. And voila. So this thing is compatible to any rosette adapter that you may have, and it looks pretty good, even though that it won't color coordinate with the blue and the black. But that's absolutely fine, you know. So it's a strong build, and I would suggest definitely consider about investing in it. So again, you guys, take care, and thank you for watching this. My name is Christopher Satchel, and peace.